All right. Got your attention. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our 2025 Spring Sports Award Night for Tempe All Cities Association. Let's give it a round of applause. At this time, we're going to have the Marcos Deniza JROTC present the colors. And once they stop, please stand for us right now, and we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance when they come out. Join me to the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right, appreciate it. Thank you, MDN, JROTC. Congratulations, and thank you for bringing the colors out. My name is Joel Navarro, former 1996 Marcos Deniza. We're going in and out here. To recognize a special group of great young people, along with those supporters, their families, their friends, coaches, teachers, school administrators, district administrators. For over 40 years, the Tempe All-City Association has honored young men and women who have exceeded the Excellence Awards in athletics and many other parts of school communities and at our Tempe Union High School district campuses. In 1983, if you can only imagine, a group of people got together to come up with this event. And this event for over 40 years now, or close to 40 years now, has been going. People that need to be recognized in starting this organization to recognize these athletes is Dr. Fred Wood, a Tempe High School graduate, local dentist, and a Tempe Union School Board president. Don Wilkins, Tempe Union Director of Athletics. Marge Purcell, she's been the TACA recorder for many of those years. Doug Reese, Tempe Realtor. Late Joe Spicali, a Tempe Elementary Administrator. And late Dick Neuheisel, a Tempe attorney. Along with these and the other key community representatives, decided to honor students, teachers, coaches, administrators who've gone above and beyond in the name of educational athletics. Indeed, it's been an awesome extension of the classroom. Many, many thanks to all these individuals who have started this and who have participated in this and is now within the circle of being awarded these accomplishments tonight. At each district school, many people support our students, especially our principals and athletic directors. At Tempe High, we have Principal Brian Belford and AD Shelly Arredondo. McClintock, Mariah Whitaker, Brent Brown, and Lencia Reese. Corona Principal Nate Cleve and Sylvester Glover as the AD. Mountain Point Principal Tamika Banks and AD Aaron Frana. Desert Vista Principal Stacy White and AD Bijou Panamanian. And none of these could have happened without hard work and dedication from AD Dave Hafan, assistant Jamie Sanchez. With very special recognition and introduction to all cities. Well, first off, let's back it up. Let's give a round of applause to these groups of individuals and their support. Hey, this is truly a great night for all you individuals. Me, I was a Tempe All Cities Award winner. I have a child that was also a Tempe's All City Award winner. But it's a great recognition for you guys and what you guys have done and accomplished throughout your career, how far junior, senior, or even freshmen be recognized for an award like this. It's a true dedication to what you have achieved and what your families have helped you achieve, and the administration and teachers. So big round of applause for all those people too. We're going to start this evening by giving a special recognition to Tempe All Cities Hall of Fame member, Fred Mortensen. Would Nate come up?
Check, check, check.
You can hear her, but not me. All right. Hopefully this will be better. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to have introduction for the new Tempe All City Hall of Fame member, Mr. Fred Mortensen. Fred? And then I would like to have family member Nate come up and Nate? Awesome. There we go.
Thank you. My name's Nate Mortensen. I am Fred's son. And I also got to come to a few of these events when I was in high school back at Tempe High in the early 2000s. And congratulations to all the other athletes here. Growing up in Tempe, everybody seemed to know who my dad was. When I would go to Ace Hardware or somewhere else and pay and check out, they'd say, "Oh, Mortensen, are you the son of the quarterback?" Or his brother was also a plumber in the city. And they'd say, "Are you the son of the quarterback or the plumber?" And I'd always say, "I'm the son of the quarterback." So there was no hiding from me back then. I think as you read his bio, my dad was able to do a lot of great things in sports, accomplish a lot of things both in high school, at ASU, and then professionally, playing in both the NFL and the USFL. But to my dad, sports was a lot more than just the personal accomplishments. It was about the lessons that you could learn and the influence that you could have on others. I think he took just as much pride in coaching as he ever did in playing the sports. And he was always involved in YMCA sports growing up, coaching his kids. And then he spent about 9 years as a volunteer coach in high school, coaching my brother and myself as we were playing in high school. But it wasn't just myself or my brother that he was coaching. He was coaching every kid that was there on the team. And he'd also act as a father figure for a lot of those boys and a mentor to help them grow and become more responsible, as well as set them up for success in life. It's part of that time, he was able to help coach a state championship football team and many other teams that went to the state playoffs. I think one fun fact is my dad liked to play scout team quarterback against high school kids. And you'd say like, okay, well, that's pretty fair. You know, a guy that back then we thought was getting up in age, we can handle this guy, right? Man, I think he was going for all state quarterback on the scout team every single practice. And one of the best things as players was when we could intercept one of his passes. But most of the time, he just made us look very bad, because he would always complete those passes behind us and really helped us prepare throughout the week for the games that we would have on Friday nights. Some of the other key highlights that I think a lot of people don't understand or might not recognize about my dad is he loves his family, he loves the community, and he really loves to give back and mentor kids and young adults as they're trying to make life decisions. And so I think not only was he a great athlete, but he's also a great community member and someone that finds just as much enthusiasm and passion for life after sports as he did while he played sports. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my dad, Fred Mortensen. I don't know if I'm supposed to do this, but I'll just take advantage of it. Congratulations, Dad.
Thank you, Dave. Nate, in his own right, was an amazing quarterback at Tempe High, and he was probably the most complete football player in the Mortensen family. he got to not only play quarterback, but he started 3 years on defense. His senior year, he was the starting safety, starting quarterback, punter, and kicker on a semifinals team in the for Tempe High. You know, I'm honored. I want to thank the All-City Committee for this great honor. As Nate said, sports and the Mortensen family go together. When I was born, my father was the coach at Pima High School in the Gila Valley in Arizona. He was the six-man football championship team in 1950 when he was the coach. He played at Tempe High as a football, basketball, and went on at ASU and was the captain of the basketball team. Sports, I want to pay tribute to my high school football coach, Alan Benedict, that has a great deal of responsibility for the success that I had. As a sophomore, he saw something in me, and Tempe High, my freshman year, won 2 football games. It was not real prosperous, but as a sophomore, under his direction, we were 5-4-1. As a junior, we were 7-3, and the senior year, we were 11-2, and nearly knocked off Tucson High School for the state championship. I look back on the lessons of life that I learned playing for Coach Benedict, Sam Dwayne, Harold Toms, and the other coaches at Tempe High. And from my perspective now, more than 50 years later, I am grateful for the character and qualities that I received because of my interaction and participated in sports. When you're in sports, you learn that you can't do it by yourself. And that's an important aspect of life. You learn to get up when you get knocked down. You learn that life isn't fair. And so when things don't go your way and there's a bad call made, you need to just move on and keep going. I think back of that runner-up, my football team, and I see Jim Denton, one of my teammates, just walked in. Good to see you, Jim. We played together at Tempe High. That championship game against Tucson High School, they had an All-American, Mike Dawson, that played defensive tackle. 6'4", 235, went on to star at the U of A. And our left guard that had the responsibility to block Mike Dawson was Dave Lamone. He was about 5'8", 150 pounds. What are the odds? Dave Lamone had a heart that was tremendous, and he competed. He competed every down with everything that he had that was typical of the little Buffaloes that played, the underdogs. Mike Dawson, we threw the ball 33 times in that state playoff game. Mike Dawson hit me twice. Once he was called for roughing the passer, and the second time I'd already thrown the ball. It wouldn't surprise you that Dave Lamone went on to be a pediatric anesthesiologist. He made a difference and continues to make a difference in the world. I also had the opportunity to participate my senior year in track and field. I played football, basketball, baseball, and track at Tempe High. And as a freshman, one of my friends that I grew up with in Tempe, Paul Taysom, went out for track, like all the other kids. He wanted to be an athlete at Tempe High. But he was the most uncoordinated kid you could believe. He had knock knees, he was skinny, he was uncoordinated, and he ran the 800 meter. But he was inspired by the track coach, Doug Connolly, track and cross country. There's an invitational named after Doug that tragically lost his life in a car accident. Between his freshman and sophomore year, Paul ran 1,000 miles. And as a sophomore, he went up to the mile and 2 mile. He started to become coordinated. He followed the instructions of his coach. His body changed. His confidence in himself changed. His senior year, he ran neck and neck with Ray Croft, a runner from Camelback High School. They came around the last curve, and it was sprint to the finish. They crossed the finish line in a new state record, 4:17.2. This is in 1972. I don't know if that record still stands at Tempe High, but that's pretty fast. Paul went from below average to outstanding because he was willing to work. And that's what you learn in athletics. You have to put the work in to succeed. He had a fighting heart. He accepted what he had in life, but he did battle. He'd get up and run 5 miles in the morning and then run 5 miles at night. He put the work in. He was willing to sweat. And then he believed in himself. Paul went on after he ran at MCC, and then he had some knee problems. But he went on to be a computer engineer and design computers in the 70s and 80s for Bell Labs. My experience in sports in Tempe High made my life better. It made my children's lives better. It's making my grandchildren's lives better. All of them are involved in athletics, and I want to compliment all of you that are receiving these awards. Take advantage of the opportunities you have. Learn to grow and mature, and welcome the pain that you experience in your training and your competition. Pain is your friend. That sounds odd. When I became quarterback at Tempe High in 1969, Coach Benedict put in buff option right and buff option left. It was a triple option. And he said, Fred, if you run this right, you're going to get hit every play. Now, how does that sound like for a sophomore? You're going to get hit every play, and I can testify I got hit a lot. But as you participate in sports, you develop a resiliency, and that is needed to be successful in life. You learn to become unified as a team. I had the privilege of playing on the 1975 ASU football team that went 12-0 and defeated Nebraska in the Fiesta Bowl. It was a big deal 50 years ago in the Valley to go to ASU football games. And we were underdogs a lot. I had got back from serving a mission in Taiwan in middle of June in 1975. I had 6 weeks to get ready for training camp. I got in the first game and we drove for 3 touchdowns against Washington. I started the next game against TCU. And they had punted the ball. It was on the 5-yard line. Coach called first down, the streak pattern to John Jefferson. I dropped back. I threw the ball. He caught it, went into the end zone. I said, this playing quarterback is pretty easy. It was great. We went on and had a great game against TCU. Only problem, I got speared, hurt my ribs, and for the rest of the season, it was back and forth between Dennis Sproul and I who would play quarterback. But that 1975 ASU team came together with a unity that was remarkable. Everybody had each other's back. Danny Cush was the kicker. He's another Tempe High graduate. He tore his hamstring with about 6 weeks left in the season. The backup kicker was having a hard time making PATs. And I used to go out with Danny and Mark Jones before practice and fool around and kick. Well, Coach Cush came to me and said, Fred, we want to have you kick in this game against Pacific. I had never kicked a PAT in my life. But I said, okay, Coach, I will. So I made 6 PATs that game. And then the next game was against the University of Arizona. And they were an outstanding team that year. We ended up winning the game 24-21. Only one time in my life I had attempted a field goal. And it was in the first or second quarter I went out and made a short field goal. We ended up winning. We were undefeated, and we were in the Fiesta Bowl against Nebraska, the mighty Nebraska Cornhuskers, and they had dominated college football for decades under Tom Osborne. At that time, Dennis Sproul was starting. I had dreamed for the week before the game, somehow, some way I was going to get in the game. I had watched ASU football since I was a kid in the Knot Hole gang. I was going to get in the game, throw a touchdown, we were going to win the game. Near the end of the game, Dennis went on a quarterback sneak, hit his funny bone, his arm went numb. I got sent in the game. Second play, threw a touchdown pass to John Jefferson. We were down by 2. Coach Cush says, run in, go for 2. He didn't send a play in. Bruce Hardy, who started the first game at quarterback, was now the tight end. He said, run the same play again. We ran it this time. They covered Jefferson. I lofted the ball in the corner of the end zone to Larry Mucker. Score is tied 14-14. Dan Cush kicks a field goal. He's well by now. We win the game. Only undefeated team in the nation. Those are special memories. It's wonderful to be a part of a team like that. And we still have great love for each other. The wonderful thing about that team, we were united. There was no racism or anything on that team. We were brothers. We bled together. We played together. That's a wonderful thing I like about athletics here in Tempe. You can participate, you can become brothers and sisters in your team, and you can build relationships that will be cherished for your lifetime. I especially want to pay tribute to those that become well-rounded individuals that learn to live life and learn to use athletics as a stepping stone to make the world a better place, to give hope to those around them, and to give encouragement to those that need a boost. All 4 of our children played sports at Tempe High. Our second child, Kristen, played volleyball and ran track. Didn't win any awards, but she competed and was a great teammate. She went on and was a scholar at ASU, the top economics student in her graduating class, tutored athletes at ASU, loved sports. Her kids participated in sports. But more importantly, she was a person that made a difference in people's lives. The day after her 37th birthday, Kristen passed away unexpectedly. And she left behind a wonderful husband, Brett, and 5 great kids. And I continue to this day to have people come up to me and tell me how grateful they are because of what Kristen did for them. I encourage you to take advantage of your opportunities in sports, to lift those around you, to make the world a better place, and be an agent for good in the world. Congratulations on your awards. Build on this and go forward with enthusiasm and joy for life. Thank you for this award. Thank you to the All-City Committee.
Another round for Fred. I mean, that's great recognition right there. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. Guys, those are great. I'm just jealous you threw to John Jefferson. He was my favorite receiver. I just wish I could have just shaken his hand. That's awesome. All right, let's get to the area where it really matters right now, and that's you guys and recognizing you guys.
and your athletes. Oh yeah, there it is. I'm gonna need that. So let's get to it. Some little bit of some ground rules here so we can get this. I know we're gonna several students that are gonna get recognized here. So when I call the school, the coaches, I want you guys to line up here on the side right here. The school will be called. If we have a short list, we might, like the first group, we might call a few schools up. Coaches, stand next to your players. And then once I announce the school, I'd like that coach to come up, introduce themselves, and then the student athlete, and also introduce their family members if you can. Try to keep the speeches to 1 to 2 minutes. I know because we're trying to cook through this somewhat quick. I know it's kind of hard, man. When you got some great players and individuals, just to say a few words is hard. So we'll try on that one, but at least 1 to 2 minutes. You'll get recognized up here, but then go back to your seats. At the end of the program, we'll have all the plaques at the back of the room or outside the auditorium. That's you'll receive the plaques. And then at that point, you'll take your photo out back. The owners of Southwest Portraits, Carly and Tavio Rufo, they'll be back there taking your photo with the plaque and get recognized back there also. So we're ready to get started right now and get this program going. So I'm going to go ahead and have, first up is the girls track and field. And then if I could have McClintock, Corona, Desert Vista, and Mountain Point come on up and line up right over here. And I'll have McClintock come up first with their student athlete. So let's go with McClintock, then Corona, Desert Vista, Mountain Point. Girls track and field. McClintock.
All right, good evening. I'm Coach Tillett, the throws coach at McClintock High School. It's my pleasure this evening to introduce Nora Fincher to you all. She's here with her parents, Christine and Clay, which are right there, hopefully taking lots of pictures. I'll be brief. She's a freshman. You're going to see her for 3 more years, so I'll just go as fast as we can. This young lady has done 8 invites this year. She's scored in every single invite. Unfortunately, she had 1 fourth, 2 thirds, 2 second places, and 3 first places. As a freshman, that's quite an accomplishment, if you could imagine. Also this year, she was during the season, she was ranked #1 in the nation as a javelin thrower for freshmen. And she's also your current state champion this year, as well as the city champion. As a school and a coach, we're very proud of her, and hopefully we'll be seeing her many, many more years to come.
Thank you, Coach. Go on down, and we're going to have Corona del Sol come up next.
So I have the privilege to introduce 2 individuals, Jenna Hatton and Marina Jovanovic. One of these athletes is a freshman, the other one is a senior. So we kind of have a good range of individuals within the team, and it really kind of goes to show the strength and the range that we have on our team. And the things that they've done for the team is immense for both as a senior and as a freshman. So to start with Marina started out the year coming out from volleyball and being like, I'm not going to be able to be there all the time. And one of the things we said is, hey, if you can be here when you say you're going to be here, we'll make it work. And this year, if she said she was going to be there at practice that day, she was there. There was extra days that we had that she was there, and it was a privilege to have, but she was there every single time, and when she was there, she worked hard. She went to run the 1600 and the 800, qualified with the team in the 4x8, and pretty much from everything for the 400, the 4x4, the 800, the 1600, We didn't put her in the 3,200 because she said she didn't want to run it. But if we would have, I think she would have had success in no matter what she wanted to do. She's a hard worker. She's dedicated, is always asking what else she can do, if she can do any more. At the end of the season, unfortunately, we had a foot issue that kind of caused issues. But even through that, she was at every single practice, asking what she can do, can I do a little more? Once we decided that, hey, it wasn't a smart decision to run at division, she was still there at division. Basically, she was there at division, and she showed up at state to cheer on the team to be a part of it. And that's what we want as a freshman. So she's a really good example of what we hope to see in the future. On the other side of her is Jenna Hatton. Jenna Hatton was a 4-year athlete. And the one thing that I can say about her, every single day of practice came in with a smile. Every single day worked hard. We had a hurdles coach who coached taught at another school, and so she'd have to show up a little late. And what she said this year at the banquet is, it was a breath of fresh air, knowing that when I showed up to practice, they would be warming up, the hurdles would be set up and ready to go, and I didn't have to worry about anything. And that was because of Jenna. Jenna did everything that she could to make sure that the team went as smooth as it could be. So we are eternally grateful for her, and we're going to definitely miss her in the future. Thank you, guys.
And if we could have Desert Vista. Is it Desert Vista? Coach, guys, come on up.
Hi, good evening. My name is Jessica Miana Shearer. I'm one of the coaches for Desert Vista Track and Field, also Desert Vista alum, class of 2000. Thank you for having us here tonight. Special thank you to our principal, Ms. Stacy White, and to our athletic director, Mr. Bijou Padmanabhan. Thank you for all the support throughout the season. We have a number of ladies up here tonight. I will start with some, and then Coach Ed will get to some of the other ladies. I'll start with Mrs. Arden Duncan. If you want to take a step forward, Arden. Arden won the high jump at our all-city meet. She's joined here tonight by her mother, Blair. Arden is a senior this year and being recognized as an all-city high jumper for the 3rd time in her high school career, a remarkable accomplishment. As a head coach, I'm often bouncing from event to event, trying to catch all of our athletes in action, I always enjoy my time at high jump, where Arden always puts on a show. Between jumps, she's focused and locked in, taking advice from her coaches she's had since middle school, Mike and Meredith Smith. But before and after she competes, Arden is a firecracker. She's funny, energetic, and an incredible teammate. One of my favorite moments this season was during a meet when the awards ceremony was being filmed. As Arden waited to go up on the podium, the camera caught her and a teammate dancing off to the side. This small, joyful moment was a highlight for me this season and captures Arden's spirit perfectly. Arden is also a strong student, teammate, and friend. She carries a 3.4 unweighted GPA, no small feat for a student athlete at Desert Vista. Next year, she'll head to Northern Arizona University to pursue a degree in biology. Arden is tough, driven, and full of heart, and I have no doubt that she'll thrive in anything that she pursues. Arden, best of luck to you. We're so proud of all that you've accomplished. I can't wait to see where life takes you and how you'll make the world a better place. Thank you. Next up is Tatum Lee. Tatum Lee joins us tonight, winning both shot put and discus events at the city meet. She's here with her mom, Darcy. This marks Tatum's 2nd time being recognized on stage. She's 2 for 2. Every time she's competed at the city meet, she's won an event. Last year as a sophomore, Tatum's season ended a bit early due to a hip injury. I'll never forget the look of disappointment in her eyes when she knew she had to shut it down during the Arcadia meet in California. But Tatum is tough. She picked herself up and committed not just to rehab, but to returning stronger than ever. And she did. This year, she didn't just win both shot and discus at the city meet, she went on to compete at the open state meet, shattered her shot put PR by over 3 feet with a throw of 41 feet, 5.75 inches, broke the Desert Vista school record, and placed 4th at the open. That's a true comeback story. Tatum also maintains an impressive 3.7 unweighted GPA, and her season isn't done yet. She's qualified for national level competition and will head to Philadelphia next month to compete at the New Balance Outdoor Nationals. Tatum, you've been on fire this year, and you're primed for another amazing season. On behalf of myself and your crew of throws coaches, Coach Tori Hickel, Coach Deshaun, and Coach Troy Hickel, congratulations on a phenomenal year. Next up is Miss Dana Piven. Dana is joined here tonight by her parents, Lisa and David Piven, as we recognize her for her incredible performance at the city meet, winning both the 1,600 meters and the 3,200 meters. For those of you that weren't there, Dana didn't just win, she dominated. Running solo in both events, which was never easy, she won the 3,200 meters by over 30 seconds and the 1,600 meters by 23 seconds. She went on to compete at the Division I and Open State meets. In the 1,600 meters, she placed 3rd at the Division I meet with a PR of 5:04. In the 3,200, she placed 3rd at the D1 meet and 5th at the Open, running an impressive 10:53, breaking a tough 11-minute barrier. You truly couldn't write a better ending to a high school distance career. But beyond her many running accomplishments, of which I could go on and on, Dana is simply a remarkable person. She's graduating with a 4.0 unweighted GPA, all while holding a part-time job and being a 3-sport athlete. She served as a team captain and leader all year and has been a shining example of how hard work and consistency pays off. Next year, Dana will head to the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs, where she'll continue her academic journey and compete in cross country and track and field. I have no doubt her new coaches and teammates will quickly discover how lucky they are to have a runner and a person of her caliber on their roster. Dana, you've left your mark, not just on Desert Vista and on the leaderboard, but in shaping our culture of excellence. Thank you for everything, and we wish you the best in the next chapter.
All right. How's everyone doing tonight? All right. So my name's Coach Ed Labenjo. I've been in the district for 8 years coaching, 4 years at Marcos, and this is my 4th season over at Desert Vista with the Sprints crew. So I get the pleasure of introducing Lizzie Gannon. Lizzie, go ahead and step forward. So Lindsay's a remarkable athlete who this year decided to train and dedicate herself to sprints and her jumps. She took a step back from cheer this year, and she surprised us all. Lizzie's PR was 19:10 and a quarter, and she's ranked 33 in the nation. She's a number 11 junior in the nation, and she's number 6 all-time in Arizona State history. And with that mark, she's also now the record holder at DV. And all season, she was number 1 in Arizona for the long jump, as well as at the all-city meet. So Lizzie not only won long jump, but she also won the triple jump, where she is now the record holder for Desert Vista as well, with 38 feet and 8 inches. She was 3rd in Arizona and then 2nd in D1. And she's top 30 on the junior list in the nation. So Lizzie is an amazing athlete that leads by example. She has a quiet, calm demeanor and is determined to be the best at whatever she does. This preseason, I was shocked to see that she had came out so early, and she told me, hey, I quit cheer. I'm all in for track. And if possible, I really want to be a multi-athlete and maybe even go on to D1 sports. She showed up every day and went on to not only win the long jump at Chandler Rotary, but that was when she eventually hit marks that showed her and gave her the confidence to eventually win that state title. In the first ever heptathlon that she ran in, she placed fourth overall and joined the 4,000 point club in her first try. She's also qualified for both Nike Outdoor Nationals in long jump and triple jump, and is ranked number 6 headed into the state heptathlon this weekend. So she's got a whole lot of work to do, and we're excited to have Lizzie. She's also a 4.0 student. Thanks, Lizzie. All right, the next lady that I'm going to ask to step forward, Talia Bird. All right, better known as TT Bird. Super energetic kid. I met Talia freshman year, and she's been amazing since then. Talia does it all. She's a 100-meter runner, 200-meter runner. This year, she decided to run the 300 hurdles, and that was the event that she won at All City. She also lends her talents to the 400-meter, our 4x1, and our 4x4. So all of the things that she's done, she was eligible for state meet in every single one of those events, but she chose to run the 100, 300 hurdles, and then she helped on both of our relays. TT is a record holder at Desert Vista on the 4x1 relay. This year, they also won or got second place at Rotary in the SMR. TT's also qualified for both the 100 and the 200 at Nike Outdoor Nationals. TT has truly been a blessing to DV in our track program. Since her freshman year, she's been on both varsity relays. She's a part of the school record in that 4x1 and is top 6 in the 100, 200, 400, 300 hurdles, all time in DV history. This was her third season, but her first season as a hurdler. And so with only 2 races under her belt, she went out to All City and won the 300 hurdles and also qualified for the state in the top 10. At the D1 state finals, she actually had a tragic incident in her warm-up and her ankle swelled up to the size of a softball. But in true TT fashion, she went and got taped up by the trainer and ran anyway and made the finals. And we did treatment for like 2 days. She came back in the final and was able to still score points for the team, placing 6th in that final. TT has come a long way since freshman year, and we are all in awe of what she's done and what she will do. All right, Rakaya Whitman. All right, we all call her Kaya. Kaya is an amazing athlete. She is a record holder at Desert Vista in the 100, 200, 4x1. Kaya has a full ride track scholarship to the University of Memphis. Last year in 2024, she was the D1 state champ at both 100, 200, and the 4x1. She is number 2 all time at Desert Vista in the 400 meter. Number 2 all time on the Desert Vista 4x4 relay. And she is a 2-time all-city champ in the 100 meter as well as the 4x1. And this is her 3rd time winning all-city for the 200. Over Kaya's career, she's had 49 first-place finishes, 21 second-place finishes, and 13 third-place finishes. Highlights from this season: she was runner-up at the 100 and the 200, both at Chandler Rotary in the elite meet. She was runner-up in the 100 and the 200 at the D1 state meet, and then runner-up again in the 100-meter open. And then she got 3rd place in the 200, setting her school records at 11:78 in the 100 and 23:95 in the 200. So Kai's been one of the most talented female athletes that I've had, also sometimes the most challenging, but she is an amazing person. She's super determined. She's there to lift her teammates up when they need it. Her passion, grit, and determination has shown us all what it's like for someone to go from an unknown athlete to a superstar sprinter, and we just can't wait to see what she does on the national stage. Thank you, Kai.
Thank you, ladies. And then next up, we'll have Mountain Point.
Good evening, everyone. Today I have the honor of speaking about Jalea Bloom. Jalea comes to us as a junior at Mountain Point High School this season. But before that, we got her from Do Right Track Club. So she is an athlete who is very well-rounded in track and field. She's been doing this for a long time. Being a new coach on the scene, my very first introduction to her, I quickly realized that she was a force to be reckoned with. And she carried herself to me as an Allison Felix character, as we discussed, but I quickly learned that she had a little Sha'Carri flash in her as well. And so she exemplified both of those on the track. She is an athlete who is, she unleashes explosiveness, she has an edge, she brings to mind an electric energy, and she also carries grace and grit, which sets her apart from a lot of athletes out there. As a 400-meter runner, Jalea recently ran an impressive personal best of 57.80 seconds. That performance earned her a first place finish, showing exactly what happens when you include preparation, and that adds an opportunity for you to become successful. She brings the same excellence to everything she does, whether it's the 400 meters, 100, 200, 4x1, 4x4. And I heard that she at one time was a hurdler as well. So you guys, please give a warm welcome to Jalea Bloom as she sets herself apart on the track, and we're looking forward to her next season.
Awesome job. Okay, right now we're going to go with boys track and field. If I can have Corona del Sol come on up here first and line up here on the side. And when Corona del Sol is done, Desert Vista will be in the queue. Stay in your seats, though. Stay in your seats. Corona del Sol. Okay.
All right, so I'm back up again, this time presenting the boys. I'm Patrick Scott, by the way. I serve as one of the head coaches at Corona del Sol. The other head coach, Brian Crane, works at another school, and they had their graduation tonight. So unfortunately, he wasn't able to be here. But it's been my privilege because we work real closely with both programs, and we're really proud when all of our athletes have success. So starting out with kind of the younger group that's up here. First one is Colin Duffy. If you can step up a little bit. Colin is really the epitome of kind of a multi-sport athlete. I think if you ask most of the coaches on campus here, every single one of them would want him to come out for their team. I know that football wants him out. He plays hockey, which really generally you don't see hockey players who are doing track. So he's a rare person within that way. But he also not only did do that, he threw shot put this year, ran through the discus, through the javelin. Apparently next year wants to run the 4x1 because apparently he thinks he's quick like that. And all this that he's done this year, being the all-city champ as a sophomore, competed for, or actually qualified for division last year as a freshman in discus, qualified for division and for state. Unfortunately, wasn't able to go to state this year. However, though, as a sophomore, has done all this. So seeing that he has 2 more years left to compete shows a lot of potential for what he has in the future. He threw 166 feet in the discus, through shot put. Is just a phenomenal individual to have out there. And the thing that is really important, I think that isn't covered enough, is the growth. And beginning of the season, we had a little bit of issues with communication. However, as soon as the season started to finish, every single time there was an issue, he communicated it, he let us know, and it shows the growth you want to see from athletes. So we're extremely proud of what he's going to do in the future. So thank you, Colin. The next individual is Landon Bickford, who is also a sophomore. So it was just a good sign of what we have in the field events in terms of sophomore. One of the events that can be very difficult is the triple jump. A lot of individuals who first attempt to try the triple jump, it can be confusing, it can be complicated, it can be frustrating. All the things that usually when you do an event, then you can go and run 100 meters and be done in 11, 12 seconds, 10 seconds if we get it done right. Or you have the triple jump where something goes wrong, you have to try to go warm back up again and get things done. Landon came out and pretty much started the season as one of the top athletes in triple jump. He competed strong within the team. That triple jump's one of our better events on our team, on the guys side and the girls side, and just showed a lot of potential, a lot of grit, a lot of determination to making sure that he was doing the best that he could and doing the quality to get better. Worked hard, never had issues with trying to get him to do the work that needed to do in order to get better. He's going to have a great future as a jumper, and we really look forward to see what he's going to do over the next few years. The next two that we have are going to be seniors. So again, it kind of shows that contrast between what we have out here. So the first one I'm going to call up is Ryan McVaugh. Ryan is a four-year athlete. The best word I can use to describe him is kind of that silent killer. He doesn't say a whole lot at practice, but he competes. Whether it's the reps at practice, whether it's in competitions, whether things are going good, things are going bad, one thing you know you're going to get from him is he's going to compete. So you never have to say like, oh, he's having a bad day, is he going to actually do it? No, he's going to be out there, he's going to do his best at whatever that is. And so we're extremely proud of him to do what he did this year, to stay focused, to be an individual that when we went to each and every competition, you can rely on. You knew what you were going to get out of him, and we're extremely proud to have that from him. So thank you, Ryan. The next one is Julius Lewis. Julius was a little hit or miss when he first started track and field. There was a period of time where when we sent him, it was like, Julius, warm up. Julius, work out. Julius, do something. And so it started out a little rough. But again, the reason that we coach out here, and I think everyone who's out here can say this, is we like to see the growth. We like to see the individuals who you butt heads with at first, but then they finally get it. And when they finally get it, you see what they're really capable of, and they see what they're really capable of. And that really was kind of the last year for Julius. Julius was, for most of the season, right up until, remember, it was like the last jump at the state meet, was the number one in the state in long jump at 23 feet, 9 3/4 of an inch. Not only was he number one in the state for most of the season in long jump, but by about midway through the season, we had 3 boys in long jump on our team over 23 feet. That is a feat that is not seen by a lot of teams in the country. And he was the lead of that within our team and our program. He also high jumped. He ran the 4x1. He ran the 100. Pretty much, if you asked him kind of to do it, he would try it. He also triple jumped. I think I forgot that one. So it was just really good to see the growth, see where he came from, and to see where he got to. He finished 5th at state this year, which ended up being the second best jump in the entire state. And he will go on to compete in about a month now at Nike Nationals. He'll go on to long jump there, and he will also go to run on a few relays. So Julius Lewis, thanks.
Up next, we're going to go ahead and Desert Vista, boys track and field. Up next is going to be Mountain Point. Desert Vista, come on up.
Good evening again. I have the pleasure of talking about some of our young men tonight. I'll start with Garrett Fernandez. If you could take a step forward, Garrett. Garrett is a senior this year, and this is Garrett's second time being recognized on stage as an all-city pole vault champion. At this year's city meet, Garrett vaulted 13 feet 3 inches, finishing over a foot ahead of the next competitor. He went on to qualify for the Division I state meet, where he vaulted 14 feet, earning a spot at the open state meet where he finished his high school career with a PR of 14 feet 1 inch. There's no better way to end your final vault than with a personal best. Now, let's be honest, the pole vault is not easy. You have to be a little bit crazy to launch yourself in the air on a fiberglass pole and hope you land on this soft-ish mat. I've seen some pretty sketchy vaults and some tough injuries. Garrett and every other pole vaulter probably has too. It takes courage to keep going in this event, and it takes even more grit and discipline to keep improving like Garrett has. To put his career in perspective, on his very first competition as a freshman, Garrett vaulted 9 feet. He finished this year at 14 feet 1 inch. To put that even more in perspective, that gain in distance for Garrett is about as tall as I am. That kind of improvement doesn't just happen by accident. It comes from meticulous work, long hours, and a strong mind. Garrett is also an outstanding student, graduating with a 3.96 unweighted GPA. This fall, he'll head to the University of Arizona to study biomedical engineering. Best of luck, Garrett. Go Devils, and go make us proud. The next athlete that we will talk about is Mr. Ofisong Okon. Go ahead and take a step forward. He's known to all of us as Afi. This is his senior year, and joining us on stage, being a shot put champion for 2 of his 4 years in the program. Afi doesn't rely solely on his natural size. Afi puts in the work. He's one of the hardest workers in the weight room and one of the strongest athletes to come through our program, benching over 400 pounds. His throws coaches describe him as someone who shows up in big moments, and true to form, he delivered a huge PR of 52 feet 7 inches at the Division I state meet, putting points on the board for the boys team. I got to know Afi a little better this year during our trip to California. I watched him branch out, connect with athletes beyond the throws group, and mentor the younger throwers who are competing at the big stage for the first time. He's kind to everyone, has a big heart, and also a big GPA. He's wrapping up high school as a 2-sport athlete with a 3.5 unweighted GPA. We've been lucky to have Afi as part of our program. Next year, he'll take his talents to Rocky Mountain College in Billings, Montana, where he'll major in business management and compete in both football and track and field. Afi, great job on a fantastic career. Next up is Lucas Shamar. Lucas is a senior and is joined tonight by his parents, Rocky and Sarah. This is his 3rd time on stage as a Tempe All-City Javelin champion. Despite battling some back injuries this season, Lucas dominated at the city meet, winning by an impressive 17 feet 4 inches. He's a tireless worker, putting in hours not just on the field, but in the weight room, alongside his dad and brother Sam. He's also a 2-sport athlete, playing football at Desert Vista for all 4 years. Lucas currently holds the 3rd furthest javelin throw in Desert Vista history, an impressive feat in a program with such a strong tradition in the event. He's also been a fantastic role model for his younger brother, a freshman javelin thrower, who's now chasing Lucas's records. Lucas maintains a 3.7 unweighted GPA and will attend Arizona State University in the fall. We have no doubt he'll continue to thrive in whatever he chooses to do next. Great job, Lucas, on an outstanding career at Desert Vista. All right, next up, Luke Littlefield. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Luke for a few years now. And if his last name sounds familiar, it's because his older sister Emily stood on this very stage during her own impressive high school career, and she's now competing at the collegiate level. I'm thrilled we have another Littlefield at Desert Vista, and I often joke with his parents, Melanie and Kevin, that I wish they had more kids to send us our way when Luke graduates. Thankfully, Luke is just a sophomore, and we still get 2 more years with him. Last year as a freshman, Luke finished with a very impressive 10 minutes, 20 seconds in the 3,200 meters. This year, he closed out the season with an impressive 9 minutes, 51 second PR, breaking that significant 10-minute barrier as a sophomore. Capping off the city championships with the first place finish was a perfect way for Luke to end his season. Not only did he win, he crossed the finish line 10 seconds ahead of the next runner and 17 seconds ahead of the closest competitor who wasn't a teammate. Luke is developing into a mature racer, and even as an underclassman. He knows how to push himself, and more importantly, how to push himself to keep improving. He challenges himself and his teammates every day in practice. He's inclusive, a friend to everyone, and typically the first person I reach out to when a new athlete joins the team and we need to show him the ropes. That's a big ask for a sophomore, but Luke never disappoints. Luke, great job this season. I'm so glad we get to recognize you for your efforts tonight. Here's to another 2 years, and hopefully with more moments like this one. All right, one more for me tonight, and that is Mr. Enrique Ballesteros. Enrique won the 1,600 meters at the city championships. He's an extremely hardworking young man and just a sophomore this year. He joined our team last year after moving to Arizona at the start of his freshman year, transitioning from basketball to distance running. In his first season, he ran a 5:06 in the 1,600 meters. This year at the city meet, he dropped to a 4 minute, 36 seconds, a 30-second PR in just 1 year. That kind of improvement doesn't happen by chance or just because the weather was good that day. Enrique shows up every day and pushes himself to be better. At the city meet, we saw him put it all on the line. He ran the smartest race I've ever seen from him, with incredibly consistent splits, and in the final lap, 4 athletes were battling for the lead. Enrique believed in himself, took charge with about 300 meters to go, and delivered the strongest kick I've ever seen him have. His efforts paid off at the city meet. He also placed second in the 3,200 meters, scoring 18 points for the boys' team that day. But Enrique isn't just a talented runner. He carries a 3.9 unweighted GPA while managing a demanding academic schedule. Just to give you a sense of his drive, this past summer, we meet for practice at 5:30 in the morning. Enrique would put in the work at practice, quickly get ready, and catch the bus for the Summer Math Academy. He was taking advanced math courses to get ahead and is now a full grade level ahead while taking other honors classes. I'm thrilled to have Enrique on our team. He's a key part of our culture, and the future is incredibly bright for this young man. Hector and Vivian, you're doing an amazing job. Congratulations to you and your family, and congratulations to you, Enrique.
All right, I get the pleasure of talking to you about Bryce Neal. Bryce, step forward. All right, this was Bryce's first season ever during track. So Bryce joined the team after the basketball season. He came out during spring break, and I had to be the unfortunate one to tell him that he was going to sprint for 2 weeks before we allow him to jump. He's never high jumped before, but he became a quick learner. Bryce's natural ability and competitive mindset were a huge asset to his success. He came to practice each day eager to learn and to accept that flight was not going to be pretty, but at first. And then Bryce jumped 6 foot in his first meet out. So it was a great start. It qualified him for state right away. And then at the next meet, improved to 6'2". By the time we made it to the All-City Championship, he jumped 6'4", which earned him tonight's title of champion and solidified his spot at the state, ranking him among the top 3 marks in Division I. Not bad for just a few weeks of season. So we're very lucky to have Bryce. I know both Coach Smiths would love to be here, and as a part of our team next year, they definitely see him as a leader in that high jump crew, and he plans to compete through the summer, and we look forward to his accomplishments. Hopefully we'll get to see him jump at Nike Outdoor. All right, and your 300-meter hurdle champ at 41.92, Damian Mullins. Okay, Damian's your number 4 ranked junior in D1. He's also number 19 for the junior class in the state. He was an all-city champ in both the 300 hurdles as well as the 4x4. He was a part of our 4x4 that placed 4th at D1 state. And then he also took a 4th place medal home at Tiger Invite out in California in the 300 hurdles. Damian is a true leader. He's done so with pride and passion as only a sophomore. Last year, as a freshman, he came to me and said, "Hey, I want to run track, but I want to take on the challenge of being in the hurdle group right away." And he took off. This season, he took a big jump in his 300 hurdles performance and is destined to keep dropping time over the summer. This all-city list and eventually the DV all-time list as well. I know Damian's future is super bright as he's only a sophomore, and we are so proud of his leadership and can't wait to see him be a captain for the team next year. Thanks.
Next up, Mountain Point.
Thank you. My name is Brian Whitaker. I'm the head men's track coach at Mountain Point. I get the pleasure of talking about these 2 gentlemen tonight. First, I'll start off with Malachi Snyder. Malachi, step forward. Malachi, like many tonight, just a sophomore. The incredible thing about that is, they train like vets. To be able to be up here on the stage tonight, they had to put in the work, that of the senior. Usually the process is a little bit longer. Malachi is able to skip those steps by the work he puts in every day. He is a fierce competitor. He played on the runner-up state championship basketball team. Last year, he was a high jumper for us. He has that championship mindset. If you asked the basketball coaches, they would have thought he was the fastest sprinter on our team due to the fact that every sprint in basketball practice, he was winning. And they're like, "Why isn't he one of your sprinters?" And I got to explain to him that 800 is a sprint. It's a long sprint. Where it used to be a gut check if you ran the 400, nowadays it's the 800. Malachi took that into every rep at practice. He's one of our hardest workers we had on the team. Every rep he took as an opportunity to get better. He never let anyone outwork him. In the classroom, he has a 3.5 GPA. Malachi was not only all-city and the 800-meter champ, but he posted a 1:56.6 PR this season. When he did that, he dropped 6 seconds off his time at the Perry Puma meet, which was an incredible feat. He finally bought in that, yeah, he can get this done. At the divisional state championship, he placed 3rd in the 800. He anchored our 5th place 4x8 team at state. He was also our 3rd leg on our runner-up 4x4 relay team. Malachi is a great leader, and we look for him to build off his great sophomore season and to be one of those leaders and step in some big steps of some athletes we're leaving this year. Congrats, Malachi Snyder. Seth Henry. I'm excited to to celebrate this young man, someone who truly embodies what it means to be an athlete, not just in speed, but in heart, grit, and resilience. Seth faced injury early in his career. An injury, can sideline a season, but for some, it tries to sideline the spirit. But not with Seth. Where others might have given into frustration or doubt, Seth chose to trust the process. He chose to show up every day, put the work in behind the scenes, and get himself back. I had the pleasure of coaching Seth in football as well. And his sophomore year, I believe his second game of the season at California, he suffered a fractured back, which put him a little bit behind in that season, but he did the things necessary to bounce back. He had a fantastic sophomore year for us, qualified for state, was on our 4x1 state championship team, placed fifth place at state as a sophomore. His junior season, the first meet of the year, he ran into a hamstring injury that sidelined him most of his junior year, which is pretty critical for track athletes that are trying to get scholarships. I know they're the frustrating part for him. He tried to get back at the end of the season, did qualify for state, but was not able to compete at state. So this year was a big year for Seth, and he did the things that he needed to bounce back from that hamstring injury. And because of that trust in the process, because of that belief in the long road, Seth came back stronger, wiser, tougher, not just as a sprinter, but as a leader and example for everyone around him. Seth led all our stretches. Nobody wanted to take his place because he did such a great job. He led the cool down, making sure everyone was taking care of their body properly, which most track athletes want to get done with the workout and get out of Dodge. Seth was fantastic at that. Seth is up here tonight because he finished first place in the 100, the 200, and the 400 at All City. That is a feat that has not been repeated since 2016 at the Tempe All City meet. He finished second in state with the time of all athletes in the 200. He was runner-up in the state open championships. He finished fourth place in the divisional state championship. He finished fifth at the open state championship in the 100. He was runner-up in the divisional state championships in the 400, and he was the anchor of the runner-up 4x4 at divisional state championships. He will leave Mountain Point as the second fastest 100-meter runner in school history, the number 3 in the 200, and fourth all-time in the 400. And if you see some of those names on our track board, it's pretty impressive times right there. Seth will have the opportunity to run at the next level. You'll know he'll bring that same fire with him. And whatever race you're running, Seth, at the next in life, we'll be cheering you on. Congratulations, Seth Henry. Thank you.
All right, let's give it up for track and field. That's great. Boys and girls, this is awesome. All right, up next, we're going to have baseball start off. We got Corona del Sol. Oh, wait, state champions, Corona del Sol. If they could come on up here and line up to the side. And once again, coaches, introduce yourself, the teammate, the player, and their parents. I know we got a long night. We're trying to keep it down to about 2 minutes if we can. But I know there's some good studs out there. Got to talk about them.
Hello there. My name is Dave Webb. I'm the head baseball coach at Corona del Sol. Here to talk to you about these 6 state champs here to my left. Thank you. First off, the guy directly to my left here, that is Zane Burns. He is a senior pitcher for us. Zane's pretty much the the apex leader of our team, and if you ask me, arguably the best pitcher in the state, especially this year. For this year, he was pitcher of the year for all of 6A, and in our central region, he was player of the year. For the year, he threw over 72 innings, simply terrorizing opponents with the low 90s fastball. Has a wipeout slider to go with that, and then gained a freakish changeup this year as well. He ended the season at 9-2 with a microscopic ERA of 1.07. Next year, he's going to move on to playing college. He's going to Oklahoma State University. Zane Burns. To his left is another senior. He's a catcher, one of the most feared left-handed hitters in the state, with what we would call in baseball an elite hit tool. Anyone with the quality of baseball in Arizona, especially at the 6A level, that hits 481 and hits in the 3-hole is a dude. Cooper was Mr. Reliable for us this year. Unbelievably clutch. The state tournament had a huge hit, putting us ahead of Red Mountain in the state semifinals, and kept our season going. He was voted first team All Central Region and first team All State at catcher, and he also is moving on to play baseball in college. He's going to Arizona State University. Cooper Klauser. Last of the seniors is the blonde guy there. That's not natural, by the way. That's Jaden Loray. Jaden's been a 4-year staple for us at Corona. He's been a 4-year starter on varsity, which again is not easy to do at the 6A level. He's had quite a career. I describe him as his motor never stops. He's an incessant competitor. He'll compete at anything in front of him. And he's arguably the best shortstop to ever come through Corona del Sol, which is quite a statement. He started every game for us. This is an elite defender, making only 2 errors this whole entire year, and into the season hitting .418. He was voted the Offensive Player of the Year in the Central Region and also first team All-State. And he's also going to college next year. He's going to play at BYU. Jaden Loray. Next guy up is David Moss. David Moss is a junior infielder. Played for us last year as a sophomore as well, but looked a little bit different. Came back this year 30 pounds heavier. I gave him a recipe that my son used to gain weight, and he put on 30 pounds in 4 months and came back and hit the weight room hard and came back and had a phenomenal year for us this year. He ended up hitting .390, and if anybody happened to watch the state championship last night, he had 4 RBIs in that game. Of the 10 runs we scored were courtesy of David Moss, and we're so fortunate to have him back next year. David Moss. The next guy, what a lucky find, extremely lucky find, came in from Las Vegas. This year, it's Connor Long. Connor Long is a sophomore. He was our starting third baseman all year and truly had a huge breakout season. I remember at one point in the season, PBR, who writes about high school baseball in Arizona, he kept having great games, kept hitting home runs, and they simply said, "Who is Connor Long?" I'll tell you who he is. He's one of the best hitters in the state. He's only a sophomore. He held down the 4-hole for us in a very talented lineup, hitting .393, and he had 40 RBIs, which is a lot in high school, and 6 home runs. Again, like I said, not bad for a sophomore. Connor Long. The last one down there, but definitely not least, is Ben Jacobus. Ben is the baby Benny. He's a freshman, which again, in Arizona, that doesn't happen very often. He's not your average freshman, though. And again, in the state championship last night, if you happen to watch that, he played with grit and he played with experience that goes well beyond his years. He hit in the leadoff spot again on this team. That was saying something. He started that game off with a double and followed it up with a perfectly executed slash bunt, which you may or may not know what that is, but it's not too easy. And then finished the game driving a ball to right center. Ended up scoring the winning run as we 10-run ruled our opponent last night. He was also first team all-region in Central Region, and he ended the season hitting 387 when it's an on-base machine. It's going to be rough having him in our lineup the next 3 years. Ben Jacobus.
All right, next up, we're going to have Desert Vista. Desert Vista, come on up. Marcos Deniza will be on the queue next. Desert Vista up.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bijou Padmanabhan. I'm the athletic director at Desert Vista. Our all-city winner is Jaden Garrison. Unfortunately, Coach Herrera and Jaden were unable to make it due to prior obligations. They want to extend their sincere appreciation to the All-City Association for this recognition. I'll share a little bit about Jaden. He's a two-time All-City winner, two-time first-team All-Region, second-team All-State this year. He was selected for the 6A All-Star game. He was the captain, 3.5 GPA, and he will be going to the University of San Francisco to play next season. Thank you so much, and congrats to Jaden.
Awesome, Marcos Deniza.
Good evening. My name is Matt Courtney. I'm the head baseball coach here at Marcos. First off, I want to thank the All-City organization for everything they do, their efforts tonight. Tonight, I get to introduce you to Julian Arroyo. Julian is represented by his family, especially his mother, who has done so much for our program. I just want to thank you. Julian is that typical high school baseball player. Junior year, he hit a $155 for us. Comes in senior year, first two at bats, senior year, home run, 5 RBIs. All right, let's go. Then we go into third game, first AB, it's his third home run. All right, let's go to work, kid. Julian is the ultimate captain. Kid is there every day, does everything on the field, off the field, everything you want. That's the kid you want. He's always there, does what you want. Ask him a thing. Coach, I got you. Julian, I appreciate you. Good luck with everything. Thanks, Ben.
McClintock.
Break out the. Okay, I'm Larry Patterson, head coach at McClintock, and I want to say congratulations to these guys. Lucas, I'll start with Lucas, is a junior, 3-year varsity starter at McClintock. In his 3 years, he's been named to the all-region team in each, and is a career .377 hitter in 69 games. This is his first Tempe All-City first baseman selection. He hit .441 in region, .353 overall. He also has excelled scholastically, as he currently has a 4.4 weighted GPA. And we're certainly looking forward to next year. He's joined here with us tonight with Michael and Amy, his parents. Congratulations. And our next is Bradford McCurdy, a four-year letterman at McClintock, with a career 328 as a hitter with career ERA of 3.32. He's a three-time first-team All-Region selection. This year, he's named Tempe All-City Utility, two-way athlete hitting 377, and he was 6-1 as a pitcher. Selected to play in the 5A All-Star game this Sunday. While excelling on the field, he has also excelled in the classroom, the GPA of 377 and a 4.1 weighted. And Brad was recently named the 2025 Bill Kajikawa Excellence Award winner for athletic ability on the field, scholastic excellence, and community service. Brad here is joined by his dad, mom, Gigi, and Brad. Congratulations, Brad, on a heck of a year.
Let's give it up for baseball, boys baseball. Thank you. All right now we're going to go with softball. Corona del Sol, you're up right now. Desert Vista, you're on deck. Corona del Sol, softball.
All right. Good evening. My name's Sean Thornton. I'm the head coach at Corona del Sol. Wanted to take a minute and say thank you to the All City Association for putting this together. And congratulations again to our baseball team. I intended to tell you congratulations today, but I must have missed some of you guys in passing today. The three women that I have here, Mr. Mortensen talked about united as a team. And these three have been kind of the staples to our team as far as unifying us, keeping us together, keeping our dugout in a great place. This was one of the most memorable seasons that we've had as far as playing together as a team, working hard, and kind of setting the bar higher every single day. First off, we have senior Michaela Tamaro. Michaela Tamaro was selected as the catcher for the All-City team. She is a two-time recipient of the award. Actually, last year she was a designated player, has won it as a catcher this year. She's accompanied by her parents, Doug and Stephanie Tamaro. This year she was also selected to the second team All-Region team. Her overall season was remarkable. She played every game behind the plate for us, which for anybody who's been a catcher knows that that is no easy task to do. You can take a beating back there, and she wore all those pitches like a champ and took it every single day. One of the most remarkable things she does for us is acts like another coach on the field for us. She helps us game plan. If you ever know anything about this girl, she could tell you everything there is to know about every player that we have run up against. Offensively, she could do it as well. She hit 375, and her single season RBI totals will put her in the top 3 record books for single season totals at Corona del Sol. It has been a pleasure having Michaela. Next year, she will move on to the Colorado School of Mines to continue her softball career, where she will also study engineering, and she will get one more high school game as she plays in the 6A All-Star game next week. Up next, we have junior Jamie Sheehan. Jamie's accompanied by her parents, Mike and Jesse Sheehan. This is Jamie's second selection as well to the All-City team. Last year, she made it as an outfielder. This year, she was selected as the shortstop. It was an interesting thing because she was starting as our center fielder again when our shortstop took an injury. She had some big shoes to fill. Her twin sister, probably the better shortstop of the two, but Jamie still stepped in and filled in for Brooke really well. To let you know how well she did, she ended up being named Central Region Defensive Player of the Year. She had a 980 fielding percentage, which, given the amount of balls and work that she had, she did a great job fielding for us, and that's why she had been honored with both of these. She is also recognized as a scholar athlete. Offensively, she did it all for us. She hit 465. She led the region in stolen bases. She worked as our leadoff hitter. She would get on, made it a pain for everyone else in our region and in the state that we played. She was guaranteed pretty much to get second base, and we were off and moving from there. She was the spark plug to our offense and kept us going. We are excited to have Jamie back for one more season. Thank you, Jamie. Next, we have junior Kaylee Pequeño. Kaylee is accompanied by her parents, Joe and Stephanie Pequeño. This is her first selection to the team. She was also selected this year to the first team all region for the Central region. Kaylee hit 350 for us, and as Jamie was our leadoff, Kaylee stepped into our number 2 hole and was the person that got Jamie around. They worked as an incredible 1-2 punch for us right at the top of our order, and Michaela was right there behind them all to clean it all up. Kaylee ended up moving into our center field role, where she acted as our defensive captain back there and managed all of our other outfielders and took complete control of it. She is one of the most sure-handed center fielders or just outfielders we have ever seen. The ball goes up in the air, and I'm not going to lie to you, 9 times out of 10, I didn't even watch the play to be completed because I knew it was going to be done. She was both a leader, both offensively and defensively. She also gets it done in the classroom with a perfect 4.0 GPA. One of my favorite things about Kaylee is her ability to self-reflect and look at everything that she is doing and try to figure out how to make it better. She had a little bit of a slow start to her season offensively, but continued to work, diagnosed everything that she did, and ended up being one of our biggest offensive weapons down the stretch, helping us with our playoff run. We are excited to have Kaylee back for one more year. Thank you, Kaylee.
All right, next up we got Desert Vista, and McClintock's on deck. Desert Vista.
Good evening. My name is Chris Crowell. I'm the head coach at Desert Vista High School. I too would like to thank the Tempe All-City for all they do for all these outstanding athletes and the amazing accomplishments that they had this year. I'd like to thank our administration, Stacy White, Mr. P, on constantly doing everything they can to help support our program. It is truly my pleasure this evening to introduce 4 outstanding young ladies from our program, and they were instrumental in the success that we had this year. We ended up finishing 25-8. And it was a large part because of the way they led and played the game. Up first, I have Zalia Asi. Step forward, thank you. Z has had a tremendous senior season. She's been a 2-time All-City and 2-time All-Central Region Award winner. For the past 4 years, she's been a major part of our Thunder softball success. She was a captain this year and did a tremendous job. And offensively, she had the best year she's ever had. Her batting average is .549. She had an on-base percentage of .617, 50 hits, 51 RBIs, 10 doubles, 9 home runs. Pitching-wise, she also had her best year ever. She had 48 strikeouts with 7 wins on the season. Her tremendous fielding percentage in 4 years was .950, with just 5 errors in that 4 years, with over 135 chances. Off the field, she is a tremendous captain, tremendous team leader, and wants the best from all of her players and did a great job. And I know we'll be forever in debt to all she's done this year. She gets to continue her softball career as she will be going to Baker University in Kansas. Congratulations. Up next is Tylee Jones. She's accompanied by her parents, Terry and Bridget. Tylee is also a 3-year starter for us who plays first base, pitches, and also was one of our designated hitters. This year, this has been her, she's a 2-time All-City winner, as well as this year being selected first team Central Region for her pitching. So, Tylee continues to improve all facets of her game. Her pitching record was 10-2 with an ERA of just under 3. She recorded over 102 strikeouts and 75 innings of work. Offensively, her numbers jumped up big time. She hit .427 with 23 RBIs, 5 doubles, and 7 home runs. One of her best attributes is her energy. She is constantly up with the bus and the bus riding singing that we have. but she truly is a pleasure to coach, and I'm glad we get to have her back one more year. Tylee Jones. Up next is Jamie Larney. Jamie's accompanied by her parents, Jim and Landrea. Jamie is a three-sport athlete. Interestingly enough, she plays a significant role on all three teams, and she does it at a very, very high level. This year, she earned Tempe All-City, was second team Central Region, but again, she came to us a little bit late, but jumped right in. She hit 422, 21 RBIs, 9 doubles, and 3 home runs. One of the best attributes for her is as a catcher, this year she threw out Soraya McNabb from Xavier, who had 16 stolen bases this year. She is a true leader behind the plate, loves competing every day. Off the field, she is a tremendous student with a 3.9 GPA. And again, she comes back one more year. Jamie Larney, great job. Up last is Mackenzie Leichen. Tonight, she's accompanied by her parents, Chris and Jessica. For the past 4 years, Mackenzie's been an instrumental part of our team's success and was a strong team captain for us this year. This year, she was also named Central Region Offensive Player of the Year. She's been a 2-time All-City, 2-time All-Region, and this year for Desert Vista, she was selected as the Senior Athlete of the Year. This year, Mackenzie's play was record-breaking. She accumulated impressive offensive stats. Across the state, Mackenzie is in the top 5 in every offensive category we have. Her batting average was .611. She belted out 55 hits, 61 runs, 14 doubles, 14 home runs. Offensively, again, her slugging percentage was incredible as well. Defensively, her fielding percentage over 4 years was .970, and this year was a perfect 1,000. Off the field, Mackenzie demonstrates exceptional leadership, character, and integrity. As a student, she has a 4.3 GPA, and her teachers speak very highly of her classroom performance. Mackenzie will also get to continue her softball career as she's going to the University of Iowa. Congratulations, Desert Vista is very proud of you guys.
Up next, we got McClintock on deck, Mountain Point.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Gianna Martinez, and I'm the head softball coach here at McClintock High School. Here I have is my assistant, Daniel Zuniga, and we're here to represent these two young athletes. To start off, we're going to start here with Trinity Sepulveda. Go ahead, Trin. Trinity, who was awarded 5A Metro Region Player of the Year and First Team All-Region, has been a cornerstone of the program as a varsity softball starter the past 4 years. She held down first base with confidence and came through on the mound whenever we needed her most. Her leadership and fierce competition spirit makes her a valuable asset to our team. Trinity's work ethic sets the tone for those around her, and she always leads by example on and off the field, all while holding down a part-time job. We're incredibly proud of her as she takes her next steps in her academic and athletic career at Mesa Community College. MCC is getting a great player and even better teammate. We can't wait to see what all you accomplish, Trin.
Okay. And I have the pleasure of introducing you all to Stella Cola Jr. Stella Cola was selected for third base for the All-City team. She was also awarded 5A Metro Region Defensive Player of the Year, and she's also on the first team All-Region. Stella has been a leader in every sense of the word leader, on the field, in the classroom, and throughout our campus community. As a 3-year varsity starter, she's shown incredible versatility in the infield and behind the plate, always ready to fill whatever role her team needs. As one of our captains, Stella leads with heart, focus, and deep commitment to her teammates. Off the field, she exemplifies the true definition of a student athlete, actively involved with student council as she steps into her role as the future senior class vice president, and also thrives in the MHS Peggy Payne Academy. Stella is only destined to accomplish even greater things as she returns for her senior season this upcoming school year. Thank you all.
Up next, Mountain Point, Tempe High on deck.
Good evening. I would like to thank the All-City organization. Also, I would like to thank our Tempe High administration, Mr. Brian Gulliford, Mr. Adam Johnson, Ms. Nicole Heiser, and Ms. Shelly Arredondo. Thank you for always supporting us and everything with our program. Thank you all. I want to congratulate Ms. Marivela Rivera, outstanding student athlete, always a positive role model, a great team player, always putting in the work at practice. When Bella would make a mistake at practice, she would always ask, can she fix it? Can I get another one? Can I get another grounder? Always trying to fix her mistakes, willing to put in that extra work. Bella also received first team all region, big time defense this year, a big reason why we also got region champions. Bella is also an outstanding student with a 3.8 GPA, and she will also be attending ASU in the fall with academic scholarships. We are big proud of Bella and everything she's accomplished at Tempe High in all 4 years of softball and being a team captain her senior year. Big time congratulations to Maribela Rivera. Go Buffs and go Devils. Thank you.
Okay, that will take care of softball. We have girls tennis, and I believe Corona del Sol's singles person could not make it tonight, so we'll go with McClintock's doubles. So for girls tennis, McClintock's doubles.
Hi, my name is Amy Smith, and I am the lucky coach of the McClintock girls tennis team. And I am honored to be here to introduce you to Saren Yalkinsaya and Avery Chase. They are both here with their families tonight. Saren was our number 3 singles player and part of our number 1 doubles team with a record of 20 wins and 7 losses this season. Avery has been our number 1 player for the past 2 years, and she's the number 1 seed for singles and for doubles with a record of 19 wins and 9 losses this year. Separately, these girls are fantastic human beings. Saren is involved with band, and Avery is a part of our student council. Both are involved in classes in our Peggy Payne Academy. Put them together on the tennis courts, they are dynamic. I watched them grow as a team this season as they figured out how to communicate with one another, set each other up for great shots on the court, and how to win a match. Our team continually talked about outlasting our opponents and fighting until the end of the matches. My girls would constantly get ahead because they never gave up, and that includes Avery and Saren. Their greatest match was at state. This year, they played against the number 3 seed, whom they had just played the week before and lost to in our regular season. They fought the entire match and won with a tiebreaker. It was super exciting. It was a beautiful thing. It was a pleasure to be their coach, and I'm excited that they're both sophomores and will be back for the next 2 years.
Next up, we have boys tennis. Desert Vista will bring their single and doubles players up. Don't go far.
Good evening. Congratulations, everybody, all you athletes. Fantastic hearing about everybody's accomplishments and really proud of all of you. And thank you, Tempe All-City Association. Every year we come back here, it's just better and better. So it's more special every year. I love it. I got to recognize these guys again. Mr. Mortensen talking about the brotherhood, the band of brothers. I mean, keep an eye on these guys. This is the juggernaut that DV has created. I've been the head tennis coach for 3 years. My name's Chris Miner. Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm so enamored with the situation tonight. Been there 3 years, and I've had the opportunity to watch these guys grow, especially the guy on the end. He's been with me since the start. So this is a great opportunity to recognize these guys. Just a little bit about DV. I want to thank again Principal White, AD at Padmanabhan. It's been a great year. Thank you for your patience with us. Windscreens, nets, get the sidewalk chalk off our courts, all that stuff. It's been great. It's been a great year. This team, you know, people don't think of tennis as a team. This is truly a team. Tennis is an individual sport at the pro level, but this is truly a team at the high school level. In tennis, in high school, you've got 6 singles matches and 3 doubles matches. And this is half of the team. We've got 6 varsity singles players that are committed. This is half of the team that's responsible for this year's success. We finished 13-1, and we were the number 4 team in the state. We tied for the best record that Desert Vista has ever had since 2016. So just a phenomenal group of guys. So let me introduce them all one by one. Starting with a freshman, Jimmy Rosen. Come a little over here so I can acknowledge you. So Jimmy's a freshman. He played number 3 singles and number 2 doubles with his partner Dylan, who we'll get to after this. His overall record as a freshman is 27-3. And yes, I'm including your state matches in that number. Otherwise, it would be higher on a percentage basis. He won our Most Improved Award this year in 2025. He started out on our fall freshman team, freshman/sophomore developmental team. And we knew he was going to be special, but holy schmoly, did you really improve for the spring season. You made it to state with your doubles partner, Dylan, made it to the second round. Your overall record in doubles was 12-1 with Dylan, including your state match. You work just amazingly hard as a freshman, and you're a great role model for everybody. So thank you, great effort. Fantastic all-around player, singles and doubles. So thank you. You want to acknowledge your parents?
I want to say thank you to my family for coming out and supporting me. Just thank you all.
Excellent. Good. Next, Dylan. Dylan, come on over. So Dylan Dominguez. Dylan came to me initially in our summer program 2 years ago, and he was very green. Yes, green, rough, early stage tennis player. Look at that height. I compared him to a giraffe on roller skates. But this is the tennis build these days. Back when I was a pro, it was this build. Now it's this build. And we're lucky to have him. So Dylan is a sophomore. He played number 4 singles and number 2 doubles with Jimmy for us. His overall record over his 2 years with us is 44-15. He won our Thunder Award, which is really the coach's MVP award last year. Again, he was an amazing freshman playing varsity last year. Now he's even more mature and even better. He played his freshman year 6 3-set matches and won half of them, which was amazing. He's an absolute warrior and just a great role model for our guys coming up. It was his first year at the state tournament this year with Jimmy, and they made it to the second round again, so really proud of their accomplishments. So Dylan, you want to recognize your family?
I just like to thank my family, my coaches, and everyone that supported me in my journey so far. Thank you all.
Good. Good. Last but not least, Andy Rosen, who's been with me, again, since I started coaching the program. Andy's a junior, was our number 1 singles player this year and last year, number 1 doubles as well, last year and this year. Andy has an overall record in his 3 years of 52-26. That's a lot of matches, and that's a 67% winning percentage, which is phenomenal. That is second to another winning record that we have on the team, so it's amazing. Andy was our MVP this year, started in the program on JV and worked his way up. So again, we talk about hard workers and team. This is it right here. He is the hardest worker on the team. Worked his way up. The only reason he was in JV his freshman year is because we had 7 seniors. The next year as a sophomore, he had some very big shoes to fill, and he did it with just grace and style. He was a number 7 seed this year in the state tournament, made it to the second round, ran into a very strong Desert Mountain player, typical names in tennis. As captain, he was the guy that led us to our 13-1 season. Again, tied for the second best record in DV history. He continues to work hard in the off season. He's already calling me and looking for practice tips and looking to get going for next season already. So we're going to have a great next year as well. So very proud of him, and he really, embodies our slogan of excellence through performance. So Andy, want to recognize your parents?
I just want to say thank you to my mom.
Nice. Thank you, guys. Good job. Good work. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, up next, we're going to go with boys volleyball. We have Corona del Sol up now. Desert Vista on the deck. Corona del Sol up, Desert Vista on deck.
I'm Jeff Horch. I'm the Corona Boys Volleyball head coach. Before I begin, I'd like to thank the Tempe All-City Committee for putting on this great event to honor our student athletes, as well as our athletic director, Sly Glover, and our athletic assistant, Molly. The first player I'd like to introduce tonight is Crate Owens. Crate is here tonight with his mom, Rebecca, and dad, Bill. Crate is a junior, and this was his first year on varsity as our starting setter. Crate was also named first team All-Central Region and was also our team's Joe Sella Award winner. Crate is a student of the game, and he strives to be his best at all times, and his teammates see that. Crate was a constant facilitator to help our team and each person become successful on the court, as well as doing what was necessary for the team. Crate works both hard on and off the volleyball court, and I'm excited to have Crate back for one more year. Congratulations on an excellent junior campaign. The second player I'm introducing tonight is Evan Cornish. Evan is here tonight with his mom, Erin. Evan is a freshman and is our starting libero. Although being a libero is not his natural position, he took on the challenge with poise and determination. Evan was named second team All-Central Region. Evan showed relentless pursuit of the ball that helped him develop into one of the top players in his position in the state. His goal was always to make sure his team was in the best position possible, volleyball-wise and scouting. Evan led our team in digs and in serve receive. We're very excited to have Evan for 3 more years. Congratulations, Evan. The third player I'm introducing tonight is Mason Bowser. Mason is here tonight with his mom, Roxy, and dad, Justin. Mason has been on varsity for 2 years and has only been playing volleyball for 4 years. This is his first time being honored as Tempe All-City. Mason was also named second team All-Region and was also a Joe Sella Award winner for us. Mason had a major impact on our program during his senior campaign, not only as one of our 2 captains, but was a leader in most statistical categories. Mason truly showed his passion and love for the game throughout his career. He constantly works to ensure his teammates are held accountable and ensures the younger players have someone to look up to. Mason will be continuing his education at Mesa Community College. It has been a pleasure to coach Mason at Corona, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for him. Congratulations, Mason. The fourth player I'm introducing tonight is Nicholas Hauer. Nicholas is here with his dad, Matt. This is Nicholas's first year on varsity and hardly stepped off the court this season. He was named first team All-Central Region and was also voted our MVP. Nicholas is one of the top middles in the state as a junior. Nicholas is a student of the game and has always noticed the other team's scouting reports on himself and made necessary adjustments. He is a perfectionist and is constantly pushing himself to develop more range at the net to help his teammates. This season, Nicholas led our team in blocks and hitting percentage. Nicholas works hard in the classroom as well with a weighted GPA of 4.7. We are very excited to have Nicholas back for one more season. Congratulations.
Desert Vista up next. Desert Vista on deck, Marcos Deniza.
Hello, my name is Justin Schumacher. It's my first year as the varsity head coach here at Desert Vista. It's my 8th year overall. I was here 4 years as a player. This is my 4th year now as a coach. To make everyone feel a little bit older in this room right now, I'm DV class of 2021. A few things are in order. First, thank you to Miss White and Mr. P for, first of all, trusting a 21 Arizona State student to take over this program. And it was a very fun year and 2 very terrific athletes up there representing that. I also want to thank 2 terrific moms that are here today. Miss Rachel is here, Trace's mom, and then we also have Miss Karen as well, Kai Hawk's mom over there as well. Last thing about me, I do go to the Harvard of the West, Arizona State University. So, introducing our first athlete here, Kai, if you could step forward, please. Kai is a 4-year DV volleyball player, which is something that means a lot to me, having that sort of continuity, someone staying a full 4 years. The thing that was weird about Kai this year is he had this insane athleticism where he could be so flexible, where we could just put him at a new position practically every match. So he started as a middle. He is one of the better middles in the country, actually. He's on the 18-1s Aspire team here. And we very quickly moved him to the right side because we wanted to win or lose games because of his arm and his leadership and his athleticism, and he handled that with grace. And then for kicks, we decided the last few games of the year, hey, let's put you on the outside and really let you control the tempo of the game, and he handled that with grace as well. He is someone I would definitely call a true competitor, where he believes no matter who's on his side of the net or who's on the other side of the net, he's going to go compete and he's going to go think he can win. He's going to fight the entire time all the way through. Off the court, he has a 3.56 unweighted GPA. He was our leader in kills this year, and he was second in blocks on the team. Unfortunate. Outside of that, he will be pursuing his education over at Gateway, where he'll be studying sustainability. Kai Hawks. Second, Trace Tucker. Trace is a junior this year. He had kind of one of the tough transitions. Kind of the downside to being a sophomore on varsity is a lot of times you're not seeing a significant amount of playing time. You're kind of sitting and watching, and when you're thrown into the game, you're kind of thrown into the fire. It's not normally a great situation. And last year he got thrown in a lot of tough spots. He actually played out of position in a handful of matches as well. So he had to handle a lot more of the burden of responsibility this year of being a leader, being one of our top point scorers. All of our important wins were because Trace also performed at a very high level. And so he handled that transition from his sophomore to junior year very, very well. In fact, he was our leader in kill percentage, hit percentage, serving percentage, and he also was our leader in blocks this year. However, he did not get more blocks than a certain individual did. Very charming young man in 2021 with Desert Vista. Off the court and in the classroom, he kind of sets a great standard for what we want, right? You don't just work hard on the court, it starts in the classroom. And he had a weighted GPA of 4.88, which also made it to where he made the AZ Sports 360 all-academic team. Currently, he's a junior, so we don't know what his plans are as far as college. But again, there's a very great college about 4 minutes north of here. Trace Tucker.
And Marcos Deniza, McClintock on deck.
Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Hammond. I'm the head boys volleyball coach here at Marcos Deniza, and I'm glad to see that you all get to experience our refurbished auditorium with us today. I'd like to thank our administration. You really need that. You need those folks to make sure everything works well. Brent Brown, Lenica Ruiz, and Kayla Melgar, who I don't think's here today, but near and dear to my heart. So I'd like to introduce you Alex Valencia Dow. He's here with his mom, Bree, his grandma, Melinda, and his sister, Aaliyah. And they should be very proud of him. He came to us, unlike some of the folks you've seen in terms of volleyball years, came to us last year. And he had that, we look for a few things. We look for ability, which he has a lot of. We look for skill, which he's developed very rapidly. We look for desire, and we look for being a great teammate, and he has all of those things. And a couple of quick stories. Early in the season, we went to an early season tournament, and we had our opponent come up to him afterwards and go, "Dude, you were hitting over the top of our tallest guys." I'm like, "Yes, that's the ability part." Okay, so we knew that was coming. The skill part later in the season, we played Cactus Shadows, which is an excellent squad, and he just did. I was incredulous because we've been working just for a week or two on, hey, we need more than just the big swing, and he was tipping, he was power tipping, he was angle shot, and he was doing all kinds of things I'd never seen before. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. And it got better during the year. I also experienced a little frustration here and there, but my JV coach, Kelly Muchmore, who's here today, took the team aside and said, boys, frustration is where the learning starts. And you could see that with him this year, and he came a long way. So I'm just thrilled to have him with us and thrilled to have him for another year. So, Alex, great job this year.
Up next, McClintock.
Hello, I'm Coach Jacob Laikona, head coach over at McClintock. First off, I'd like to say congratulations, Coach Mortensen. I played under him back in 2001. Huge accomplishments, and because of him, coaches like him is why I do what I do. I enjoy coaching, love it, love building new relationships with these kids, and yeah. Here I have Jeremiah Eliam, senior, outside hitter from McClintock. Great kid, on and off the court, leads by example. He's our 5A Metro Region Player of the Year, 5A Metro Region First Team, and 5A All-Conference Second Team. Jeremiah Elliott.
All right, up next, we're going to have beach volleyball, Desert Vistas doubles.
I'm Coach Rick Shapler. I think we're last, so I only have 6 pages per each girl, if that's okay with everybody. This is our number 1 pairs. I'll start with Reese, whose mom Janelle is here. Paul is not, her dad, but he's been a big part of the team, and the brother Jake's out there I saw. Reese is a junior and was one of our top player in our number 1's position all season. She helped us secure 10-2 season for DV. Reese is a leader, and her dedication really pays off. She works really hard in the off season and during season, making a run to the quarterfinal in the teams and pairs with Brinza. She is committed to Coastal Carolina to play beach volleyball. And we're excited. 1 more year with Reese. And we have Brinza Burness. I saw her mom, Taylor, and dad, Eric, in the crowd. She is a senior. 4 years on varsity. She's grown a lot. She's played in the number 1s for 3 years. With her work ethic and dedication and leadership, she's helped DV be one of the top teams in the state, and we were ranked number 5 this year. Brinza is one of the best players in the state, and will continue to play beach volleyball next year at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. So, Reese and Brinza.
All right, we're going to go ahead and give out 2 awards here. And Danielle.
Good evening, folks. My name is Dan Nero, and I'm honored to be here on behalf of the Tempe All-City Association. Before I give out these very special awards, I want to give a couple of shout-outs. In the back, the man behind the cameras who takes care of us with all the streaming, never wants any recognition, but Warren Cole's back there taking care of business from Tempe District. Let's give him a big round of applause. And we've heard the coaches mentioned several times, but I also want to just say a huge shout out to the parents, the families, the folks at school like the athletic trainers, all those folks who surround our student athletes to make them the champions and the great athletes and the great young people they are. Athletes, let's give a round of applause for our families and all those others. Our Excellence Award winners are very, very special. They are seniors who are selected by the Tempe All-City Association as the very best of the best during that school year. And let's have gentlemen, already talked about him a little bit. Let's have him come on up. Bradford McCurdy, come on up. Coach already spoke about him. He's our Excellence Award winner. The Bill Kajikawa Award winner for 2024-25. Once again, we heard Coach talk about him, and I just thought I'd mention what Coach Kajikawa was really all about. Bill Kajikawa was a great student athlete in the 1930s here in Phoenix. After he finished up high school, he started his career at Arizona State Teachers College, but was interrupted by a thing that kind of stopped time, World War II. And Coach went ahead and enlisted in the infantry and served with distinguished honor in the infantry for the United States. And when he finished, when he came back, a little bit about what Mr. Mortensen was talking about, when he came back, he wanted to give back. And he went to Arizona State Teachers College, which then became ASU, and became a teacher, a professor, a football coach, a tennis coach, a badminton coach. He did it all at ASU for over 50 years. And I think somebody like Bradford McCurdy, who we already heard about, excellent baseball player, super GPA, just a fine young man on campus and in our community. I think Coach Kajikawa would be very, very proud. Bradford McCurdy, thank you. Thank you so much. You betcha. The next award, the Excellence Award, is the Corey Jacobson Award. Is Alyssa Aguayo? Can Alyssa come up, please? The Corey Jacobson Award is so named over for a student athlete. Corey graduated from Mountain Point High School in 1997. Excellent student, super person on campus and in the community. Fantastic multi-sport athlete at Mountain Point. Sadly, her life was cut short in 2007 with a tragic passing. But she embodied those same things we've already been talking about today. And somebody like Alyssa, who is an excellent student, once again, a fantastic volleyball player, I'm told going to the University of Illinois. There you go. She is that type of person that makes us all proud that she's the Corey Jacobson Excellence Award winner for 24-25. And now I think we have Mr. Huffine for a last special award. Thank you.
evening. I'm David Huffine. I'm the District Athletic Director for the Tempe Union. I just wanted to say a couple thank yous. First of all, to the Tempe All-City Association. They've been doing this for over 40 years, honoring the very, very best within this district and in the city of Tempe and in Ahwatukee. And this is very, very special. So I know, Mr. Nero, Mr. Denton, you put in a lot of hours because you guys have been putting on the baseball tournaments over the last few weeks. And we appreciate you as always. Want to say thank you. What's going on here? This is tired. Want to say thank you to the administrators. We have the best ADs in the state, and they support our programs with everything they have, as well as our principal, Miss White from Desert Vista. She goes to everything. And she had the opportunity tonight to go to the governing board, and she chose to come here. So that's important for you student athletes to know just how dedicated she is to you, the students. Want to say thank you to the coaches. The amount of hours and time that you guys commit to making your student athletes and your programs the very, very best, it doesn't go unnoticed. And I want to say thank you for all the work that you put into it. And then finally, the student athletes. You are the very best of the best. And when I say student athletes, I truly mean it, because you listen to the GPAs that some of you have. It's a reflection of the excellence both on and off the court within the classroom. So I want to say thank you to all the student athletes. We're here to honor you as individuals for your individual accomplishments throughout this season. But I think when you look back at the memories that you guys have, the memories are always with somebody, and it's with your teammates. And the award that I get to present is an award that the Tempe Union All-City Association has routinely been very proud to present to those state champions that have been excellent throughout the season and have ended the season as the number one team. And I would like the Corona del Sol baseball team to come back up here. Coach Webb. So if you were unaware, last night, Corona played Castile in front of 3,300 people in Tempe Diablo. Pretty much a home game. Everybody clad in black. The ones that weren't went home a little bit unhappy. As Coach Webb's team kind of demolished them, which was fantastic. So, Coach Webb, I know it's not the Golden Glove that you really like, but this one could go on the wall and just kind of be a keepsake. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you to the All-City Association. Thanks for a great evening. We'll cherish it. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, everyone. It is now a big thank you, and thank you to all the athletes out here and parents and administrators, coaches, everybody. Thank you for the event tonight. In back, you'll find your plaques, and you'll be able to take your pictures. Everybody have a great night tonight.